Right now we move on. 132 pounds, Steve Caruso from Section 3 out of New Hartford High School. 35-1 with 24 pins. Looking to Bucknell, his opponent. From Section 7 is Sean Edwards out of Peru High School, way up in the North Country, and Sean Edwards is 30-1 with 22 pins, and he's down by 2 right there as Caruso scores early, throws legs. First time we've seen legs.
Right, and out of bounds they go.
Right in front of the table.
Wasting no time. Shot in right away.
That pin by Castro, as you said, the first, you don't usually see a lot of pins, and Castro did it in the first period. But maybe we'll see some more. Unusual in the state tournament. Right now, Caruso up by 2 by virtue of a takedown over Sean Edwards. Edwards in the gray, being taken down right there from Peru High School. And we saw that Caruso not afraid to throw legs. Looks like he may do it again when
he does have him in.
Yep.
Trying to power half on the left side as he sits on the right.
Nice catch by the official. Steve Dellerith, the official. As he started to go out of bounds, and he caught him. 2-0 is the score. Caruso on top out of New Hartford High School, and he takes Edwards down.
As we've seen quite a few matches tonight, the arm bars, 2-on-1s, primary ride on top.
Yeah, real basic stuff, but when it's done in the way that these guys do it, look at Caruso working hard there to keep Edwards from standing up, and Edwards trying to stand up, but look how heavy he is on his left leg.
And that's true with all the good wrestlers all over the world. They're very basic. I mean, just a couple come to mind. Chris Campbell, super with single legs. Everyone knows he's going to throw it, and he can still get you with it.
It's a matter of stopping it, right?
That's right.
Oh, a little high for Caruso.
Very high, and he's going to get reversed.
Yes, and a nice jolt by Edwards. And they got 2 as he went out of bounds. So Caruso a little bit shocked at the end. 27 seconds left in the first period. And he's tied up at 2 as...
Real quick pick at this, Dale. He's got that arm bar, and he is up high.
And then he tried to flip him and lost the tight waist. And there was the jolt that put him out of bounds, and it gave Edwards ultimate control. So it will stay 2-2. Now you got to shake that off if you're Caruso, right? You can't let that bother you.
That's right, because the score was only 2-0, but he really dominated the activity in the first period up till about 30 seconds to go. And now he's slowly getting out, and he does get his 1-point escape.
So he's back in control, 3-2. Down to 5 seconds, as you see. Caruso looking at the clock as he gets driven out of bounds. Caruso was checking the clock.
And I think his coach is letting him know, too.
Yeah. Here's the updated standing. Section 4, 197 now. Section 3, 173.5. And Section 11, a perennial contender, and third at 161.5. And you see Section 5 and Section 1 tied at 139.5. So some interesting results there right now. Caruso on top by 1 from Section 3 over Sean Edwards from Section 7. Second period just underway. Got that power half with a leg. Edwards with the leg. Excuse me, Caruso with the leg on Edwards.
And really stretched him out now, Dale. Look at how he's working that left leg, too.
Yep. Stalemate.
You're not going to turn him, but, boy, you're just causing all kinds of problems for the man on the bottom. Really has to work to get up to his base.
And by the time that third period rolls around, you hope you've tired him out a bit.
And it seems to be the game plan, and it's worked a few times. On top, no big move for Edwards off the bottom.
Caruso staying on his toes, trying to keep that weight
Gotta
on
be
Edwards.
careful. You know, these guys that use the legs, they have more problems with getting high than the other ones. That they're not used to it. But he's not high now, and he's got Edwards stretched out pretty good.
Has no chance of getting him cranked, however. And, of course, it takes a lot of time, and especially, Edwards does not seem to be especially susceptible to the legs. Right there, he's tried to turn Edwards. But, Caruso looks like he's on the edge of disaster, John, and when he does that he could just roll through, that Edwards could roll through with him. We shall see.
He seems like one of those wrestlers that will give a coach fits.
Yeah.
Almost going to get pinned himself all the time. It comes up, as we've seen, he is 35-1, victorious most of the time.
Caruso also a football player at New Hartford, and they're going to call an official timeout, bloody nose. Might be able to see what we're talking about here with Caruso on top, and you see what Edwards tries that forward roll, kicks through. Now look, see, now Caruso's in trouble. Now Caruso had the leg in and slid the hips, but if he hadn't slid his hips, John, he could have been in trouble.
Yeah, it would have been probably 4 quick points for Edwards.
So
great balance and good move.
As you said, you can give a coach fits when you look at that. Of course, that's his style also, and obviously, as you said, at 35-1, it works for him, so you don't want to do too much to change his style. Right now, Edwards stands up. It's only a 1-point lead for Caruso, and he's in trouble again.
They haven't given a reversal yet, and I think they'll call it potentially dangerous.
Yes. And a reversal. Whoa.
Interesting call there.
Yeah. I've never seen that before.
I think the reason they gave him, Dale, is because the move was almost there before the potentially dangerous, or he was going to call the 2 before, and he thought the potentially dangerous was more important, so he called it. I think it was right here. I think that's what happened, Dale.
At any rate, Edwards now on top, 4-3, and 11 seconds left. So now Caruso, who has lost the momentum, has appeared to be in control. Stalemate. So Caruso's got to be saying, do I have enough left? Psychologically, he's got to be down a little bit. He got hit with the reverses. They went out of bounds, and he got hit with a reverse one on a potentially dangerous.
That's right. He was almost out there with 5 seconds left, and he left his heel there. Got to get those legs back and get out.
He's obviously in a pretty good position now. He's on the bottom to score. And, of course, Edwards will now have to try to hold him down.
Right, with no riding time, he's in a good spot to win it all.
And, of course, Edwards we have not seen Edwards.
He's trying to throw the legs in.
Now Edwards going to do some legs.
And he may get high as well. He tried to get from the other side and throw the legs in. I don't know if he's comfortable with the legs, Dale. He didn't seem to fire him in like he should have.
You can see that Caruso's going to try it again. He takes
Caruso's
leg, and he's up high. It's 5-4 now in favor of Caruso.
And now Caruso, Edwards is really pulling that leg up.
Out. Yep. It may be a potentially dangerous there.
He's going to try to shake, get some room in between the two, and get it potentially dangerous. I think the official's really looking for this now, too. He doesn't want these guys getting hurt standing up.
Well, they're standing up while they're throwing legs, and they get all twisted around. It's Caruso's now got that 1-point lead, but he has shown a propensity for making his coaches nervous as he goes to the leg again, and now he tries to counter. Edwards tries to counter it, and now he's going to stand up again. You can see him. Are they going to warn him? No. Can you get warned for that eventually for stalling, John?
No, the stalemate if he throws the leg in while he's standing up every time. But if he has the leg in and Edwards stands up, the official won't call the stalling. Because he really is trying a pinning combination.
Well, nice.
That roll through.
And he locked the hands. That's going to cost Caruso a point.
That's 1 point.
He locked his hands when they went down to the mat. He didn't break it, and that's going to cost him 1 point. You can lock those when you pick him up, but when they rolled through, his hands hit, and that's going to cost Caruso a point. They're tied with 59 seconds left, 5-5.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but probably if he didn't lock his hands, he would have been reversed.
Yeah, it's a question of giving up 1 or 2, and it was the smart move at the time. Doing it again, potentially dangerous. When you're up and they throw the leg, they're going to call that. It's been interesting and unusual. He's got those hands locked. It's legal now, but if he brings him down to the mat, it wouldn't be. Warning, stalling.
He's getting awful rough for Caruso right now. Like you mentioned, the momentum is shifted. And he's got to ride out, basically, or go for the pin to bring it into overtime.
Yeah. And the way Edwards is moving, he may be in trouble. Edwards taking his time, not panicking, trying to get the hand control. Tight waist by Caruso. Caruso's got sort of a leg, working hard to get that half in high again.
He's cranking really hard. He's got both legs in, though. He's not
Yeah, you're right.
Down. He's not arching, though. If he arched into him, he'd have better control. There's a little arch.
Yeah, he's got the half and the arm as they go out of bounds, though. 18 seconds. Caruso, you can bet he's going to go for legs again.
And I think Edwards would probably try another roll.
Yeah, I was going to say.
He's come up with almost a couple points and some points off of it. No, he stands up. There's that roll. Here we go.
Nice call, John. Nice turn. Anticipated perhaps by Caruso. Caruso with the leg.
I think everybody in the gym kind of saw that coming.
Caruso out of bounds, so he's going to have to do it one more time with 3 seconds left. He's got to hold on. Watch that roll through. That could give you a quick 1 point.
Sure can. There it goes through the roll. And the official looking to see if Caruso locked or not. That was costly.
Whoa. Overtime. Overtime. And we'll take a quick break and we'll look at, John, the regulations for overtime.
Should be 3 1-minute periods. And then the criteria is when they develop, we'll get into as far as.
Yeah, it could be complicated to go through the whole
right,
whole series.
There's a list of 12. We're going to take a look at the last couple seconds, Dale. And
as we said, Caruso had to hold on to Edwards, and Edwards we knew was going to try the roll. He does. Look, he was throwing the leg as he was trying the roll, kept the leg in through the half, and knew all he had to do was hold on for 3 seconds. He was able to before they send it into overtime. So this is our first overtime. John, and what's the first criteria?
Well, the first criteria is a wrestler whose opponent has been penalized the greater number of times for unsportsmanlike conduct shall be declared the winner. I don't think we'll see that.
That doesn't usually happen.
No, that doesn't happen. I don't think I've ever seen it where you won by being a poor sport. And then the second, if the tie remains, the wrestler with the accumulate the greater number of points of near falls. And we haven't seen a lot of those yet either. So again, the list goes down and down, and we'll get to it.
Number 3 is generally, as you look at takedowns, obviously very important.
Greater number of takedowns, right.
So you've got 2 criteria. One is unsportsmanlike. Second is near falls. If you got somebody near fall, I don't think you're going to,
chances are it's over.
Yeah, it's over. So generally you're going to see takedowns going to be very, very important as they go with, 3 1-minute periods?
That's right. And then number 4 is number of reversals, number 5, number of escapes. But like you say, number 3 usually takes.
So takedown's important. Caruso shoots, Edwards counters. Sean Edwards from Section 7, Peru High School. Steve Caruso from New Hartford in Section 3. In overtime, 132 pounds. A real interesting match, and boy, Caruso lets Edwards in deep. So if they remain tied, the guy who gets the first takedown, let's see, is it a penalty point? No.
Potentially dangerous. And Edwards is bleeding from the mouth.
A bleeding mouth will call an official timeout. Those criteria we're talking about is if they're still tied at the end of the overtime, it would be the penalty points and then the near falls and then the takedown. So it isn't the first person who gets a takedown, but they're clearly very important because if they were still tied, the takedown points, who's got the most takedown points would be declared the winner. There's the move, and Edwards grabs the ankle, and you're going to see the potentially dangerous, I think, as he goes around the head right there. .26 seconds left, first overtime period.
Both men working hard. Edwards in again on that single leg.
Caruso checking the clock. Oh, gets out. That's going to be 2 right there for Caruso.
Well, I'll tell you, that was a great takedown. I thought he was dead to rights being taken down.
Yeah.
He came up with a big 2. Right near the out of bounds.
He surely did, so 2 points.
That clock watching has paid off for Caruso, at least in the overtime.
So now it's 7-5. And there he is, looked like his leg was up. That's where I thought he was in trouble, but then he muscled his way through it and took Edwards down for 2. So the first points in overtime scored by Caruso, and they are takedown points. Dave Warren, the official, watching closely there. With the leg in, potentially. No, he couldn't warn him. 1, gives up 1. 7-6 now. Elevates, watch his hands again. He's going to throws the half. Boy, he puts himself in trouble, doesn't he? Caruso?
Certainly does. He doesn't have control of anything, and he just throws a half on that roll through.
Look at a nice tackle by Warren.
Boy, and Edwards is tough.
Yes,
tough
he
on
is.
The bottom.
Sean Edwards fighting constantly. He stands up every time, and he's about an inch away from. Let's see what he does. No. You can tell that.
No call. I'm not sure what happened there.
Edwards right up, trying to get hand control. Caruso, that was close. Almost had the hands locked. Down to 23, there you can see, 22 as he throws the leg, that right leg, and trying to get that power, that head, try to tilt, get some back points. Edwards able to come up with a stalemate there as he's fought off the leg attack of Steve Caruso.
Very quick stalemate call, I thought. He was working at power half. Only gave him about 10 seconds to work it. It's almost like freestyle rules. Here comes that roll through again.
He's waiting for it now, though. Caruso's waiting for that.
Yeah. And with only 10 seconds left, Caruso knows he can hold on.
Yeah. And, you know, he's taking the throw in that half as he rolls through. It's almost like they rehearsed this. He's getting ready for him to roll through and throws the half. He came to within an inch of getting called again for having his hands touching on one of those when he had to bring Edwards down. As you said, Edwards right there, mouth is bleeding very, very tough and is giving Caruso all that he can handle.
And, you know, that happened in the first period of the overtime when Edwards was in real deep and he was pulling it right up, and he must have caught a bone on maybe the shin of Caruso, and the blood hasn't stopped pouring out yet.
There he is, Sean Edwards out of Peru High School, 30-1, down by 1 in the overtime as we begin the last 1-minute period. And these guys have wrestled 8 minutes now. Caruso is let up, so that's going to make it 8-6, I believe, if they change the. Edwards still fighting now. He's going to give up 2 right there.
Yeah, Edwards knew he had to get a couple points to win the match.
Yep. Well, he's up by 3 now, 9-6. They finally changed the score on the escape as Edwards let Caruso up, and then Caruso took him down for the 3. So it changed from up to 9 points. Oh no, is that a slam? 1 point. Caruso took him up in the air.
We're going to take a look at it, Dale, but I think this was like a pro wrestling. It was more noise with the legs than the head because he really didn't.
Yeah, he broke the fall with his arm and his leg slapped hard on the mat.
I think the official heard the noise and thought it was more intentional than it was.
But it's the offensive wrestler's responsibility to bring him down safely, and now Caruso's in trouble.
With 20 seconds left.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Caruso on the edge of disaster as Sean Edwards hustling down by 2, almost pulled it off. What a match, 132
He's
pounds.
been there all night, Dale, and he's not quite a roll through, but he did try a
There he grabbed the ankle.
He's got him in trouble, but
now they started heading for the out of bounds.
Caruso still having enough with that arm around the back to keep control.
Ooh. This has been
glad to
some
see
match.
the out of bounds.
Whoa. Edwards and Caruso. This is a classic. I thought they had the wrong score there. It's 10-7. They had locking hands. What a little problem with the scoring here. 10-8, perhaps. $10-8 would be a vastly different score. That's Caruso, Steve Caruso, as they try to figure out exactly what the points are. The official.
And they're changing the score to 10-8.
Steve Delreth, I believe I said Dave Warren. It's Steve Delreth. 10-8. 13 seconds left. In overtime. Edwards gave it all he had. Isn't going to be enough.
Just a super foul. And unfortunately, someone has to come in second.
132 pounds. Steve Caruso in overtime. 10-8, overtime. A great match. Great match. That's a classic. And we'll be right back with the 138-pound match in just a second.